Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended, and I am going to show you in this video how to find a ridiculous number of beaver dams on the center, because it's got some of the highest concentrations of castroids in the entire game, or castroides, whatever you want to call them. And there is a couple spots that are just so epic that you're going to have so much cementing paste you're not going to know what to do with it. So anyways, I'm going to show you my favorite spots. There's like give or take 10 spots. We're going to do my top 10 spots. That's what I'm going to do. And you can see there's a beaver right there already. But I just made this server, so you might not find the actual beaver dams at this location, but we will for sure find beavers. And I say that, and I'm pretty sure there's one right there. Yep, so there it is. So beaver dams always show up wherever there are beavers, and the beavers spawn in many locations, and my number one location is this one right here. Coordinates are in the upper left corner of the screen, by the way, so you can read them, so I don't have to read them constantly, just so you can see 84.7, 28.0. Now, this map, just so you can see it, this is I mean, you can call it the beaver oasis if you want, but this entire thing is chock full of beavers. They are all over the place. And it's almost funny how many beavers there are. So if I go down and in there, you can see there's one right there. There's one over there. They kill things. Yeah, they're all over the place. So they spawn so many beaver dams in this location that it's almost a joke. This is probably my favorite spot to go because it's the safest. I mean, obviously, other than terror birds, that's pretty much your only major threat in this zone. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move to my next location, and that is the river. Now, the river, you're going to notice we're going to spend a lot of our time in the actual river or the Redwoods area to find things. Next spot is just a little bit ways away. This right here is a less common spot for beavers to spawn, but they do spawn in this zone. Oh, there's one right there. So you can see I will usually hit this. This is the path, by the way, that I typically take in order to go get beavers. So there's one right there. So yeah, so this is the next spot. And again, the cords are in the upper left corner. Now, the next spot that we're going to go to is another one of the common beaver locations. And the reason that we're going to go here, well, there's two, because there's two lakes over here. The first lake, you can kind of see it on the map right here, is this region right here. Now, this region is, let's see if I can see any of them right now. So the beavers can spawn anywhere. Oh, there's a beaver dam. Perfect. You can see there's the beaver dam and there's some giant beavers. It's like a little mini lake where the waterfall drops down and in. Another one of those locations that you can get a bunch of really easy beaver dams because they're usually above water, so you can just hop off your bird, aggro the 35,000 beavers that always follow you, and hit that area up. So that's my third location. Next location, and this is the fourth spot, and again, this is the reason we're doing it, is you can see that, did I go to this one already? I think, no, this is a different one. Yeah, I was just making sure. This is another one of the major beaver dam spawns. You can see there they are right there. There's a beaver dam right there. And you can hit all of these up on a pretty regular basis, and they will spawn in this entire zone. So you can get quite a few beaver dams. There's another one right there from this zone as well. We haven't even left the Redwoods forest, and there's already 4 major spawn-ins for it. Now, another 3 spots in the Redwoods forest. And this one is a little bit more difficult to get beavers because there are predators nearby. This little inlet right here, this little, I guess, call it whatever you want. But this also does have a beaver spawn inside of it. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4. It can be a little bit more dangerous because you're in the water, and sometimes megalodons will get to this area, but it's not super common. They will place their beaver dams under the water. It's a little harder to spot them, which kind of sucks, but it is a doable spot here. I mean, you can see there's 4 beavers right off the bat, and I just started this server up. So it's definitely something where you can get beaver dams quickly right here as well. So that is our 5th spot. Number 6, we're just going to follow that same exact river up, and this one is a more common beaver spot as well. You can see we're at the edge of this thing right here, and these look very similar because they're the same. There's a beaver dam right there, and there's 1, 2 beavers right on the bat. Yeah, 2. That's all I see. But they share spawns with coals, so you can see that there's a coal spawn right here. And again, that's the beavers, and then the beaver dam will be right there. So they're kind of hard to spot, but if you go to the waterfalls, typically at the bottom of all the waterfalls, you're going to have some sort of beaver spawn. And that brings us to spot number 7, where there's more guaranteed beavers, right? So again, you can see waterfall. There's the beavers. More beaver dams will be in this zone. So this is my 7th spot. I hit all 7. There's one right there. And the longer you let this server run, so if you're on an official server or something like that, the more of these beaver dams that are going to pop up. So definitely utilize that. I mean, that is 7 locations in one little island. Now, that is the farthest you can go. There won't be any more beavers that spawn over there. There is, however, a beaver lake across the way that I'm going to go ahead and hit up and show you a couple locations over here. These locations are super useful. So the first one, we're just going to go up real quick so you can see. And again, the coords are in the upper left corner for those of you that are confused. 5662. This is called Beaver Lake. If you want to refer to it that way, that's fine. But beavers will swim in this lake and constantly make beaver dams. So they'll have like 7, 8, 9 as you go past. They will also leave the beaver dams on the edge of the lake, which is very helpful, obviously, because when they have them on the edge of the lake, we don't have to worry about going in the water, which we like to avoid. So the beavers will actually show up on the edge of the lake and in the lake. So that's a big one. So I use this one a lot, and I'll typically have like a little mini hut right over here, log in, grab all the beaver dam, and then just come every now and then and grab it with one of my birds. So it's that one's a very, very hot spot for them. Now, next 2 locations that I really like to go for beavers is right over here. These 2 pools, they will exist in this location. They're a little bit more killed regularly here because raptors and stuff like that will chase them down. You see them right there. But there is a beaver here, and you just look on your map and there's a couple of pools nearby, and that's my 9th spot. My 10th and final spot, and this one is the most dangerous of all of them, but it is a certain, you can certainly find them in the locations, is basically you just swim around the swamp and you'll find a ton of beaver dams. But in the center of the floating island, if you go to the bottom of the waterfall, this is much more dangerous because you've got Argentavis, you've got aloes. People typically don't check here, but you can see there's beavers swimming in the water right now. They will make their beaver dams pretty regularly, and people don't check in here for some reason. So you can leave with quite a few thousand cementing paste, and that's obviously super, super useful in order to get a hold of it. So yeah, definitely capitalize on all of those. Now, you can find beavers on the other 2 islands in the center of the map. There will be none on the northern portion. Pretty much everywhere you see that has, and you can see my mouse kind of going to it, 1, 2, 3, 4, those have it. There's none on this island. There's none on this island, none over here, and then none in that section. Only the Redwoods and these bottom 2 islands are really worth going to. And that's how you get all of the beaver dams. So that's, I just gave you like 15, 20 locations of beaver dams. But this map has so much cementing paste, you'll never need it again. It's crazy. So yeah, definitely capitalize on that. But hopefully this video helps you out. And if you don't mind, smack that like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm, and then consider subbing to the channel. All right, teach.